Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to do a follow-up video on the drone situation. Drones. Yeah, we're not getting any answers. Basically, the government's like, yeah, they're out there. Yeah, some of them are commercial airlines, some of them are, private drones, whatever. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. It's all good here.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of theories about what they are, where they come from. But,
I do think though that some of them are misidentifications.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
I'm going to say that probably the vast majority of them are misidentifications. That being said, I still think there's some questionable stuff going on, and it's weird that if they don't know what it is, then why are they not shooting it down?
It's all swamp gas, guys. Honest. No, it's
Bigfoot farted. That's what it is. He's lighting farts over there again, and that's why.
There were solar flares, and
solar flares met the fart gas, and here we go.
Tinfoil blew through the air, and the light caught it at a certain angle. It made it look like a saucer shape.
Weather balloon.
Weather balloon. Yeah. Well, okay. So speaking of which, God, there's 415 comments on this article. Speaking of which. Whatever happened to those balloons from those objects from Canada? Remember that was
it disappeared.
It just disappeared. That story just got memory hold, and I have a feeling that this is going to as well. But people have some theories. Some of them are pretty far out, and some of them are more down to earth. Some of them are scary, if true. I personally do not believe this is an alien invasion or anything like that. I think it's our government up to something, and they're not telling us the whole truth because they never really do.
No, it's the government.
It's the government, right? You expect them to tell the truth. Oh, my sweet summer child. So we're gonna talk about this. Before we get into any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Check out clownfish-com for more content and merchandise and stuff. We do not have Clownfish TV drones. That would be kind of cool, though, like a Bubbly Steve. I've seen those.
Bubbly Steve drone?
I've actually seen like the flying clownfish. Like it's like a balloon with a little propeller on it.
They do that. It's not like a drone, though.
It could be. We could do that. Anyway, here's the official statement. This is the official statement from the gray-checked Homeland Security Office. Joint DHS FBI statement on reports of drones in New Jersey. We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or public safety threat or have a foreign nexus. The FBI, DHS, and our federal partners, in close coordination with the New Jersey State Police, continue to deploy personnel and technology to investigate this situation and confirm whether the reported drone flights are actually drones or are instead manned aircraft or otherwise inaccurate sightings. Historically, we have experienced cases of mistaken identity.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do. Swamp gas. Where reported drones are in fact manned aircraft or facilities. That actually has happened. People are so hysterical about it that they're actually like commercial airlines are taking pictures. Like, oh my God, guys, that's the aliens. It's like, no, that's actually like a Boeing jet or something. I'm going to the airport. We are supporting local law enforcement in New Jersey with numerous detection methods, but have not corroborated any of the reported visual sightings with electronic detection. To the contrary, upon review of available imagery,
blah, blah, blah.
It appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft operating lawfully. There are no reported drone sightings in any restricted airspace. Basically, blah, blah, blah. Nothing to see here. Move along. So this has come from the New York Post. So it doesn't matter what the government said. Well, one, the government has eroded its own credibility more and more so in recent years. So when the government says don't worry about it, people naturally worry about it because they're like, well, they're not going to tell us the truth. So,
right, yeah. That makes you worry more, you know?
Yeah, right. If they're telling us, not to worry about it, there must be something going on.
I know. Because if it was something bad, they would be shooting it down or doing something,
Yeah, like I said, whatever happened to those foreign objects from Canada, right? So a New Jersey mayor warned Tuesday that the troubling drone sightings over the state may be linked to missing radioactive material, although federal officials say the amount poses no serious threat either way.
Well, they're not going to tell you it does.
No. Bellevue Mayor Michael Melham said the drones flying in a grid-like pattern over his Essex County township appear to be looking for something. What might they be looking for?
If they're in a grid-like pattern, then yes. Either that or they could be doing They also do like LiDAR and stuff like that, where they do grids. But why would you be doing it at night?
So apparently, this is what I have been hearing. This is a theory. Is supposedly some radioactive material associated with medical equipment went missing. That's one theory. The other theory is there was a warhead that went missing. How do you lose that? I don't know. So people were already kind of like dooming and glooming, you know. But they said, he said there was a shipment arrived at its destination. The container was damaged. It was empty. Again, radioactive material. And there seems to be some paperwork out there linked to there being missing radioactive material.
Okay, so there is paperwork. There is like grounds for this theory.
So apparently, it was this medical unit that arrived damaged and empty. And they said the item known as a pin source contains a tiny amount of radioactive chemical, germanium-68, which that doesn't even sound real.
It is. Used in PET scanners.
Yeah, to calibrate accuracy. So, yeah, they said news of the missing equipment caused alarm on social media, with some netizens speculating that the enigmatic drones patrolling Jersey skies are frankly scouring the area for the radioactive waste. Now, would they, I guess my thing is like, would they send that many drones to look for that small of an amount of radioactive waste?
I mean, I doubt it. If it's true, it doesn't create a harm to people.
Yeah, so there are multiple theories about, you know, like this could be, they think this could be a cover story.
That's one here, talk about that John Ferguson, the remote aircraft system company. He said it's like, you know, radioactivity or something else. He's the one that was basically saying about looking for, you know, looking for something that like a bomb or something.
Yeah, he said he doesn't think the drones are a threat to the public, but you know, what they're looking for might be.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're not going to tell you that, obviously, because it'll create panic.
The idea gained further traction when Joe Rogan said Ferguson's clip left him very concerned about the drone situation.
Same.
There was another guy, I think, who was saying that he thought it could potentially be a missing warhead. It could potentially be a dirty bomb. It could be a number of things. He's like, why would they send that many drones? But it does look like some of the drones are being misidentified.
Well, I do think some of them are. I mean, I think some of them that, you know, if you check like flight data in your area, so the ones that were shot up as drones that were, the reason people were questioning them was because they weren't showing up on those either. And usually if you have a drone, not everybody registers them, but they're supposed to be registered. And you're talking like a difference between one, the hobbyist maybe having a drone and then these things which are bigger and there are like a bunch of them, you know what I mean? There's a difference and they're in a grid pattern at night. It's a little weird.
Yeah. So these are the comments here. We've got Mark in Arizona saying Trump said the government knows where these drones came from and where they went. I presume the government's silence is so that while we're watching the one hand, the other is doing something nefarious, but we're too occupied.
That's also something they would do.
Yeah. Again, what happened with the objects in Canada? We never heard anything about that. This outgoing administration is out to destroy as much of the country as possible before it leaves office. I think something big is coming up, just my view. A lot of people pointing to the Project Bluebeam conspiracy theory, which I'm not super familiar with, but it has something to do with creating holograms of aliens and tricking everybody into believing the aliens have landed or something.
That's what they're going to do.
That's what this theory claims. Yeah, which I'm like, that seems like an awful lot of work. You know, it's like
they can just have the real ones land and call it a day because I'm sure they're probably talking to each other.
So even if we had real aliens land, people would be like, oh, they're not real. It'd be like the flat earthers. Right.
Well, there was that whole discussion too that they said they've been like putting aliens in movies and things more and more because they're trying to make it more normalized when they do decide to introduce us to the alien overlords. I mean,
yeah, right. Like,
another theory.
I
only know this because
now we're gonna get.
I only know this because Neon is like knows all these things. I don't even pay attention to most of it.
I am somewhat familiar with the blue beam thing.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I mean it's not super widely.
It's the first time I've ever heard of it, but that's,
well, because it's not even in like UFO circles. People are like, wait, they're gonna fake aliens, like fake the moon landing. It
doesn't make any sense. Like just call the real ones in and call
the real. Yeah. So even if they land, I mean that's the thing. Maybe now's if you're an actual alien, now's a great time because people won't believe you're here. Just be like, oh, you're a hologram. You know, it's showtime.
Showtime synergy, yeah. I was like, so now with those crop circles that say, they should have done this before. Don't vote Trump. The UFO aliens say, they could have done that.
So this, I agree with this guy here. This is the result of people no longer trusting the government after years of them giving misinformation, lack of transparency, a lack of leadership, and forcing non-American values on ordinary Americans. Yeah. Why should we believe what the government says when they've lied so many times? Even in the pretty recent past, why should we believe? Yeah. Why? Sorry. Oh, do you have it again?
No. Oh, that was good.
You should have gotten triple vaxxed.
Yeah, there you go.
You'd be fine, right? They really wanted to calm fears. They'd say something more than "it's not dangerous." Hopefully, we'll get some answers in a month, or at least a better answer than that.
Obviously, they're not dangerous, doesn't answer the questions. And obviously, if it was from another country or something, you wouldn't be letting them fly in your restricted airspace, would you?
Yeah. Well, this person here, Danica, says the missing material, the quote unquote missing material, is common to all cancer wards across the country. You could stand next to it naked for 10 days and show no sign of exposure. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, wait. So we have a missing medical device that is a very common thing in hospitals.
And they're trying to say it's that.
They're sending thousands of drones to look for that.
For that, yeah.
I mean, are you serious? This other person said to Danica, if this was true and the drones were searching for something, then why all the secrecy, lies, and silence? There's something much bigger because everybody's lying.
Yeah, because they say we're looking for it. Someone might have saw something and they come forward and say something, And it is very focused in New Jersey, New York, and a little bit of PA. So, there's a wide range there of places that could be impacted. So whatever it is, it would be that area that be impacted.
Yeah. This person here says they don't want to create mass hysteria.
Exactly.
Because one of the theories, or one of the ideas floating around, is that apparently there was a missing warhead from Ukraine. And they think it might be in New Jersey. Again,
don't know if it's true. That's one of the rumors out there. We don't know if it's true. We're not saying it's true.
It could be a hologram. It could be a hologram of a nuclear, it's like, jeez. But yeah, there's something bigger. I mean, basically, look. It
reminds me of the airplane. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Exactly. Everything's on fire behind him. Nothing to see here.
That's going to be the thumbnail, I think. This is fine. It's all fine here, guys. Yeah, they're not going to be honest with us. And, even if, God, it could be aliens on the front lawn and they would say it's something else. Weather balloon. Swamp gas. Tiny naked children running around the front lawn. They were here to see Joe Biden at midnight. That's what they were. They weren't actually aliens. You don't. Yeah, and that's the thing that's so infuriating about our government is you're supposed to work for us, right? Why do we have to just sit here like good little children and listen to everything you say?
But here's a lot of people want them. They want that, ignorance is bliss type situation. And I think for a lot of people, they'd rather just not know.
Well, it's kind of it's do you know that the world's hanging by a thread on any given day? Do you want to know that? I mean, this is why the presidents, I think, when they leave office, they look like they've been through hell and back because they had to deal with all that shit, for years, and the knowledge of oh my God, on any given day, things could go sideways. But I don't know what they are. And again, I think they're just going to hand wave. I think Trump will take office. They'll magically disappear. And
but they could also be a distraction from something else, which is also very possible. I think that's what happened last time with the Canadian ones. Yeah,
the Canadian ones. I gotta tell you, that one I'm thinking there's more to it, and that might be more potentially I'm more inclined to believe the Canadian situation was extraterrestrial than this one, unless we had a UFO get downed, and that's the radioactive.
I don't know. I'm more inclined to think that the Canadian one, they were more upfront about that, so I think that one was less likely to be. For whatever reason, I don't think either one was a UFO personally, but I think that they're getting caught doing stuff, and that one they can blame it on China or whatever, get away with it. This one they can't, because they'd be like, "Why aren't you shooting it?"
Well, they're gonna muddy the waters to the point where you're not gonna know what's true and what's not true. And honestly, we're at the point right now where aliens could land on the White House lawn and people wouldn't believe it.
You already said that, especially small children ones.
Yeah. So whatever.
They'll just pardon themselves. It's all good.
We gotta wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.